So, Joe, you've had time to reflect. What are your thoughts after last night's game?
Well, we've got to go a little bit careful because it's another loss, but in all honesty, it was quite a tight affair. If you look at the first half, both teams playing with wingers, both teams tactically trying to get the better of each other. We know how they're going to go. We know they're going to bomb it. We know they're going to use their athleticism. And that's difficult to deal with in 1v1s at times as well. But I thought our wingers, our young lads coming in, credit to them. And what people have to understand where we are, we're having to bring in lads here who have not met the group. And they just come straight in and play, and all the work's done on the tactics board. So I was relatively pleased with the first half. Obviously, in an atmosphere, we knew that was going to be that way. But we dealt with it. We're fine. But we go in 1-0 and at 0-0, the game's completely different. I have to say, after that, the second half, we then conceded 2 poor goals. And in all honesty, Mark, we never ever looked like scoring. That's the bit where we're really struggling at the moment.
Yeah, it felt like, as you said, it was a tight game. Then the goal knocks the stuffing out of you. Is that a concern? The lack of, you said, not troubling the goalkeepers 2 games in a row, not scored, I think 7 overall now in all season. Do you think, hoping it's just going to click with these young lads, but at the moment it must be worrying you a bit?
Well, yeah, and it is. It's not just going to click. We got to keep working on it. But the facts are the facts, mate. We got all our creative and goal scorers. Ewan Clark scores goals in this side. Elliot Frere is a really good assist for goals. He scores a couple of goals a season. Scott Wilson's half fit. He's not. Scott Wilson's carrying his hamstring, and he's trying to dig in and go in the trenches with us, and he can't. And Alex is up there on his own trying to fight away and try and create something. But Alex is a type of player that's not going to score 20-odd goals. He's more of a link and a target man. So, yeah, we've got to try and make the most of set pieces. We know that, and we haven't been good enough on them yet. So, yeah, of course, the concern is we're not scoring goals. That's a massive concern, and we need to get back to scoring the first one. That's the key in games. As you know, if you looked at that first half, you were there. If we were the ones that scored the first goal, it would have changed the whole dynamic of the game, because it was such a tight affair. Honestly, it wasn't a 3-0 game, but the facts are it ended up 3-0. And we can't afford. We have to reflect. You can't just put it to bed. You have to reflect, but we can't afford to sulk and whinge and moan. And but now it's about trying to pick a team for Weston-super-Mare, local derby, over 2,000 there. Everyone's expecting Weston to come and put one on us. But it's a local derby, and we've seen in both games last year, they were both totally different games. Each team got the better of each other in either one. And they're coming full of confidence, having a great season, really good FA Cup run. Fantastic squad that they've invested in heavily. That's the difference this year. Yet we're having to go out and get some youth loans that, in the end, lads are coming in for next to nothing, if not free. And I'm thanking EFL clubs for helping me out, using our contacts. But we've got to come up with a game plan Saturday and try and make sure we make it a fortress. It's really important. We can't have any negativity around the place. No season's the same, Mark. And at the moment, we're going for a really tough time. But to have the good times, you've got to go through the tough ones.
How tough is this time, considering your reign? It feels like Saturday the support will be more vital than ever.
Yeah. Oh, it is every week, Mark. Listen, we set the bar really high last year. We overachieved. We massively overachieved last year by getting in the playoffs. And the league has got so much better. I've done my programme notes here this morning. The league's got so much better in financial backing, hybrid full-time programmes, investment at clubs. We've seen locally players go into clubs and we can't get anywhere near it. Whereas in previous years, we've been able to get players in, we can't, and that's where we are. And I understand that. I've said that before. So, listen, it's a tough time, but it's not something you have to panic about. You just got to stay calm. You have to keep to your process. You have to remain positive. The boys need to see me vibrant on Thursday night. We'll reflect on the game. But in the end, there's 90-odd points to play for still, I think, in the league. And it might be a season where we got to go for consolidation. No season's the same. If you're a non-league part-time club, there is going to be turnover of players. We lost 4 of our best players, and it's hard to replace them. Facts are facts. So, it might be a season where we consolidate. We've got the FA Trophy to look forward to. I went and watched them on Saturday, so we'll take that seriously, and we'll try and get a run in that if we can. yeah, we stay calm inside. Well, no one will ever accuse us of not working hard. We'll be working as hard as we ever have done. But we need everyone Saturday. Of course, you're right. We need everyone there Saturday. It's no good turning up and we hear negativity, whether you're a cleaner, whether you work in a bar, whether you're me as a manager, or whether you're a supporter at the football club. It's a local derby. We have to show the fact that we all support Bath City and support the players, more importantly. They'll need our support. They'll need our backing. It's a young group now, really young. But I'm excited to watch them every time they go out there. And let's hope we can get that first goal. That's what we want. And we'll be working hard. We'll be in tomorrow night training. And hopefully we got a clean bill of health for the ones who played the other night. We'll check in on them. And we'll look forward to a local derby against Western and take the challenge on. That's what it's here for. We have to embrace the challenges, not fear them.
Just a final one, you mentioned it pre-match, but just a bit of an update on the loans. Joe James and Billy Phillips recalled by Bristol City. You got Jerry Lawrence and Micaiah Anthony in. Could you just sort of confirm how long you've got these players and what the likelihood is of Joe and Billy coming back?
They're not recalled. JJ and Billy are at the moment covering at Bristol City because they've ended up being hit with a lot of injuries there. So I'm in daily conversation, daily dialogue with Brian Tinian. They're having to be around the first team squad, so there may be a point where I think Billy at the moment may be called back because of maybe going on the bench in the Championship on Saturday. So yeah, that's day to day. So we'll keep an eye on it. They haven't been called back officially, but not with us. And that's the prerogative of the parent club. I had to act. So kindly, George Friend, Dave Horseman at Bristol Rovers helped me out massively. So took in Jerry Lawrence, who's had a real successful spell at Yate, a couple of leagues below us. So obviously we saw in pre-season against Bristol Rovers. And Mackay's come in, a young lad who's been at QPR, got released, and he's earned himself a 2-year professional contract. He's not a young boy of 17. I thought he was excellent the other night. Honestly, I thought he was great out wide. So they'll be with us for a month initially. Got to thank Bristol Rovers for that. And then we'll see where we are, Mark, after that month.